Hi, everyone. Welcome to our productivity crash course of project management strategies for leaders. I'd like to welcome back Helene Segura, who did a beautiful job of talking to us about time management last month, and we're excited to have her back to talk about project management.
At the most basic level, you can say that project management first starts with ideas. Then it moves on to the second component, which is planning. Once you've done the planning, then you're doing two components simultaneously, and that is implementing and also communicating. On your screen right now, you should see a screenshot of a very rudimentary Excel spreadsheet. And the headings on this spreadsheet contain the most basic information that should be a part of the scope for any project. Now, you don't see the objective on here because it should be a given that the objective has been established and it aligns with the mission. So this is the portion of planning where you start getting into the nitty-gritty and listing out all of the steps, all of the deliverables that need to be a part of this project. You also include the resources, whether it is a piece of information, a physical object, or money, the resources needed to complete that particular step. If this project involves people from outside your department, it is very important that they are a part of this planning process. What happens in some companies is that there is one project manager assigned to a project, and that person alone comes up with the entire scope. And while it's helpful that this person has been trained in project management and they know all the steps, they don't necessarily have all the information that they need to fill in this simple spreadsheet in order to have a very detailed scope. So that's why it's important that this process includes as many people as possible. If this is a large project where you're going to have 100 people working on it, you probably cannot have 100 people at a meeting, but that's where teams come in, or team leaders, department heads, department leaders, and they can represent their group of folks at these planning meetings. And so you're listing out all of the steps, the tasks, the deliverables, any benchmarks that should be hit, because you don't want to just focus on the end deadline. It's also important to know your deadlines along the way for the various benchmarks or milestones. In the chat box, it was mentioned who is supposed to be doing what. So that would be the person responsible. In project management terms, it's roles and responsibilities. So for every single step, who is supposed to be doing what? And even though a lot of people know that should be a part of the scope, it is not always recorded. And it is, again, not always in a place where everybody can view this. Having a clear picture of who is responsible for what at any given moment, as well as how much time they need to complete it and the due date for them, this is built-in accountability. If the entire team is aware of who's supposed to do what, then chances are each person is going to be a lot more accountable to fulfill the steps that they are responsible for.